Hi everyone, welcome to Fitness and Nutrition with me, Coach Adamir. I'm excited to be here sharing this information with you, and I'm so excited to get this series going. If you are tuning in, I will say 1,000 times thank you. This is only my second recording, but will be my first full episode, so I'm definitely a little bit nervous. So bear with me, yeah, please, thanks. Today I want to start the series off by answering nutrition questions that I've heard over the years. So I put together a list of the most common as well as some of the more confusing ones to try and clear the air for you all. All right, well, let's get this show on the road. I do have a total of 16 questions to cover, but today we'll only go over three, don't worry. So, the next few weeks we'll have a little bit of a nutritional mini series, I guess, to get this series going. And then we'll go from there, all right? So, hopefully, you enjoy. Let's get to question number one. One of the more common questions I get, from clients and from just people in general, friends, families. I don't even know where to start. I'm new to this. What do I even do to begin? So what's a simple way to clean up my eating habits without being overwhelmed at first, right? Because changing your eating habits has to be simple, has to be made easy for you so that you don't get overwhelmed and so that you don't feel like, oh my God, this is so hard. So first things you can do, one of the simple things is find out what your nutritional deficiencies are. You can go to the doctor for those. You can get a test, a blood work, just to see what your deficiencies are, right? More than 80% of the population has at least one deficiency, whether it be protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, water. I'm pretty sure like 98% of people have a water deficiency. So chances are that you may have one. You just don't know it. The only way to find out, go get a test, go get blood work done. The body just simply won't function properly if these deficiencies are there. And that makes any goal you have extremely difficult, no matter what it is, right? If there's deficiencies, if your body isn't functioning properly, then you're never going to get there and you're just going to get frustrated. You're just going to quit, and you're always going to have that in the back of your mind that it just doesn't work for me. So find that out. Another thing you can do once you've found that is find someone who can help you one step at a time. Find a coach, find an article, find a YouTube video, find a friend who knows about this more than you do, or a family member. Find someone who knows how to cook, learn how to cook, right? Those are simple things that you can do to address your nutritional needs. Whether you go shopping on your own, whether you start cooking on your own, or you have someone prep meals for you, make it as simple as possible so that you can stick to your goal. Once you figure all that out, you can address your portion control, you can address your quality control, make sure you're eating quality food that's nutritional and you're not having those deficiencies by not eating the right food. All right, and then you also got to remember that it's all a process. You have to eliminate the cause of what is in the way of progress so results can be achieved quickly afterwards. Okay, so eliminate all those problems that you might have. Find out your deficiencies. Find out if you can learn to cook or if you have time to cook. Find out a meal prep plan for you. Whatever is the easiest thing for you to start moving, get those things out of the way, and then you can start making progress towards your goals. So, question number two. Now that I've addressed my deficiencies and I've addressed the obstacles to get to where I need to be, what's the best diet? Great question. I know everyone's super excited to get the answer to this, and there is no best diet, you guys. I'm sorry. Sorry to break it to you. There just isn't. At the end of the day, we're all different. Everybody, like literally, every body is different. Everyone reacts differently to food. What works good for one person won't work well for another. A diet that's worked well for me in the past, I can't tell somebody that, hey, you should try that. Maybe they can try it for a week or two, but if it's not working for them, if it's mentally challenging, if it's, just in general challenging, then maybe don't do it right away. Maybe try something that you're going to be able to do, right? You have to find the approach that works best for you. Whether it be paleo or vegan, whether it's high carb, low carb, whether you have a tight budget or an unlimited budget, you have to do what works best for you, right? At the end of the day, the body's going to adapt to what you give it. That's the crazy thing about our bodies. It's gonna adapt. It's gonna match your unique physiology. You know, we all come from different backgrounds and cultural backgrounds. I can't tell someone who's from another part of the world that they can't eat this certain food, and if you look at their culture, it's ingrained. It's going to be very difficult for someone to lay off that. You're really going to try to tell me to not eat rice and not eat tortillas and not eat potatoes all the time? Come on, bro. I'm Hispanic, it's going to be really difficult for me to do that. But it's possible. You just have to plan accordingly, include other foods that you know you're going to enjoy consistently so that you don't feel like you're losing out on your cultural staples, I guess you could say. And then you also just want to make sure you stay realistic in terms of your consistency and your budget. If you can't afford to be on a raw vegan diet for a month, then maybe you do a raw vegan diet every other day or once a week, or you do fasting once a week, or you do intermittent fasting, or you do something that is easier to do in terms of physically versus having external factors contribute to you not being able to do so. All right, any diet is going to get you lean, strong, and healthy as long as you do it properly and you have a system and you have guidance for yourself. You need best practices in order to accomplish those properly and do it in a healthy way. Is counting calories important for weight loss? Question number 3. Seems like a simple answer. You eat more than you burn, you gain weight. You eat less than you burn, you lose weight. More output than input, and you're going to lose weight. So, and simple answer, yeah. Counting calories is going to be important for weight loss. On the flip side of that, counting exact calories is going to be pretty difficult. It's going to be a lot more complicated, and it's also pretty imprecise. There's about a 25% error on in and out measurements based on what you're putting in and what you're expelling as far as energy expenditure. And on top of that, different bodies will absorb different energies from different foods in a very different way. Okay, so it's not as simple as just counting calories. Now, people who count calories, will they lose weight? Yes, because they're more mindful of what they're putting in. They can, get almost a closer total of where they're supposed to be on their threshold instead of guessing, did I eat 2,500 calories today? Maybe they didn't eat exactly 25, but they were within a 300 to 400, and that's too much, maybe 200 to 300 range, right? That's going to be okay. There are days when you're gonna output a little more and you're gonna input a little less, and vice versa. That's gonna be okay for that to happen. The flip side of counting calories is that people who count calories are actually gonna be less likely to see lasting results, because in essence they defer their food choices to food labels, right? If you know anyone who counts calories and you're around them, they look at the labels a lot. They're gonna read stuff. If there's no labels on food, then they're not really going to know how many calories they're putting in, so they may just ignore that time to eat because they're like, well, I can't eat because I don't know how much I'm putting in. And sometimes you end up ignoring those internal hunger signals, like, hey, your body needs food. It's okay to just have a banana, right? Just because there's no barcode on it, you can't scan it. You have an idea, it's a banana. Have something. All right, so for me, instead of counting calories, based on my experience and as a coach, I recommend the hand measuring system for portion control. And if you don't know what that is, it's pretty simple, right? You basically just use your hands for measuring out your food. Okay. Our hands are according to our body size, and they're portable. So if you're able to portion control using your hands, then that's going to be the most effective and the simplest way to monitor your food intake, because at least hey, if I'm supposed to eat a handful of protein per meal, then I know, okay, I can just kind of, if I'm at a restaurant, I can kind of eyeball it. That's about a handful, maybe 2. I think I'll be okay having dinner tonight. It's not a big deal, right? It typically takes a little while to get the hang of something like that, but it's way less complicated than having to count calories. Like if you're at a restaurant, you're not going to ask the waiter how many calories are in this dish per macronutrient. That's just, you're not going to do that. You don't want to be that person. All right, so that's a better option if you want to start simple and not overcomplicate the process and not look like a weirdo in front of your friends when you go out to dinner. I'm just kidding. All right, everyone, that'll do for today's episode. As I mentioned before, there's 16 questions and we've answered 3 so far. So stay tuned over the next few weeks for the remaining ones. I really hope you enjoyed today's information so far. I really thank you for tuning in, and if you have not yet done so, please subscribe to the channel so you always know when there's a new episode. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Coach Adamir for both of them so we can stay connected there as well. Again, I thank you for listening, and I look forward to next time. Take care of yourselves this week, love yourself, and go be the best version of yourself.